So this is our Monday Soulful Abundance show, all about helping you create a soulfully abundant business. We are talking all about some Grand Slam soulfully aligned offers, and there are 10 specific things that you absolutely have to have in your offer in order for it to be an easy yes for your buyers. Sheetal, I know you heard some of this, but you know what? It's always a good reminder to go back over these things because typically when we do a training or even if we hear something, like we only really absorb about 10% of it. So
Yep.
I love sharing similar things over and over again because not only do I get to learn another layer of it, but I get to teach you guys, and you guys are going to get another layer of it as well. So, especially with Black Friday coming up. So, for those of you that were interested in how to actually create an easy yes Grand Slam offer around Black Friday, we're going to cut. This is really, really going to help you. And so, if you are in the Facebook group, I want you to go ahead and copy notes if you want my notes, because I will make sure that you get this handout. If you guys are here live in the Zoom room, I'll go ahead and pop it in the chat for you. That way you can have access to it. And I'm also going to share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen. That way you guys can kind of see what I am looking at. Here we go. The Soulful Grand Slam offer. Can everybody see that? Thumbs up. Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. If you are here in the Facebook group, go ahead and comment in the comment section, either hashtag live or hashtag replay. And just know that I will absolutely circle back around to any questions that you have inside of the Facebook group if you are not here live with me in Zoom. So really what we want to do is to create an irresistible offer, right? I hear a lot of times clients or even coaches or even, assessment calls that I'm on with people, they're like, I have an offer, but I'm having a hard time selling it, right? Either people are saying, I can't afford it, I don't have enough time, not right now. And a lot of those so-called objections, I don't actually believe they're objections. I actually believe that they are just not clear on what the value is of the offer. Okay, they're not clear in a lot of these things, and that I'm going to take you through today, of whether or not it's actually going to solve a problem, right? Are we even clear about a problem? As a matter of fact, today, inside of our cash infusion accelerator that we do, we were talking about what are you selling, right? If you are inviting somebody to work with you with your offer, we're not selling a program, right? Nobody wakes up saying, I cannot wait to buy a Black Friday special. Like nobody says that. Nobody says, I cannot wait to, hire a health coach. I cannot wait to, buy a 12-week program or a 90-day program. And yet a lot of you are positioning your offers that way. You're like, oh, I've got this 12-week program. It's got this many number of calls, this number of sessions, right? And those are actually features, and there's nothing wrong with sharing features. It's just that is not what we want to lead from because that is not what people are interested in buying. People want to make sure that they are actually getting value. So they need to know. So number one down here is they have to know that your offer is solving a painful, urgent problem. If it's not urgent, then it's not going to sell, right? It has to be something that somebody is sick and tired of being sick and tired about and actually wants it solved, right? Otherwise, why would we spend any money on it, right? It's like, oh, if it's a maybe, the offer is not going to sell. So this first step is making sure that your offer is speaking to a very specific pain point, right? Or a desire or a solution or a problem, right? So for example, instead of learn about wellness, which is not clear, it's balance your hormones naturally in 30 days. Okay, so now we're clear, right? We know that it's actually solving a specific problem. So the first element of your core offer is that it has to speak to a specific problem. So what I want you to ask yourself is, what is the number one problem your ideal client wants solved this week? And look, you might be able to solve 10 different problems. That's totally fine. But what is the one main thing that you keep hearing over and over and over and over and over again? right? And if you're unsure, that's okay, but you do need to ask people who are a good representation of your ideal client what it is that they're struggling with, right? What would you like a solution for? What are you Googling at 3 a.m. at night, right? When again, how do I get better sleep? What are again, we all, especially those of us going through menopause or done or postmenopausal, that's me. I was like, oh my gosh, why am I having a hard time falling asleep all of a sudden? Right. And so what would I be Googling? It would be like, what are the best natural herbs to help me fall asleep? Because I know how to set up, a power hour. So again, think about identifying the I need this now problem. Okay. It's not a someday, it's a I need this right now. Like I need this solved right now. Okay. So the question for you is what's the number one problem your ideal client wants solved? Okay. Number two is we have to offer a speedy, clear path to results, right? And this is important. People invest and pay for speed, simplicity, and certainty, right? They want to get results quickly, simply, and they want to be certain that they're actually going to get the results, right? If we or they are unclear about whether or not I am going to actually get the results that I say that I want or that you say that you're going to help me with, that's not going to work, right? They have to feel a level of trust and safety and certainty that they can actually get the results. So, how do you do that? You can highlight how your method gets them to their goal faster and with less effort, right? So, for example, we wouldn't say, I'm going to take you through my 52 steps to balance your hormones. Like nobody wants 52 steps. That sounds like it's a lot of work. It doesn't sound simple and it certainly doesn't sound speedy, right? But if you can say, I'm going to share my, 3-step method to help you uncover exactly why you're having a hard time sleeping and what you can do this week to get a good night's sleep. Okay, now that makes sense, right? Speed this week. 3 steps, simplicity. Certainty would be how you can actually help them. And you might even want to share, a social proof or, something that you've done in the past, because that is going to speak into the authority that you have. And it's also going to showcase results, right? So people want to know that you've got a method also, right? So for those of you that are in Activate Abundance right now, we are going to be creating your signature system, which is going to be your method. So if you don't have one right now, that's totally fine. You can say instead that you do have a method, that is going to help them get the results faster, right? And then show them how they can skip years of trial and error that you already went through, right? So you could share, when I was struggling with sleep or when I was struggling with menopause, I did these 3 things or these 5 things, right? We probably want somewhere between 3 to 6 things and not too many more than 10, right? So how can you communicate that you can shorten their timeline to the results without them having to sacrifice a lot of time or even alignment, right? Like we don't want to say, yeah, we're going to help you do this thing, but we're going to make you like run on the treadmill every day for 90 minutes. Like I'm a no for that, right? So we want to make sure that they are not going to have to sacrifice pain and it's not going to, take them, years and years of actually getting the result. So offer a speedy, clear path so that they can see that they can actually get results. So one of the things that I share in my trainings is that there is a ladder of beliefs, right? Before anybody can be a yes, they have to believe, number one, that their result is possible somewhere in the world, right? They might not believe it's possible for them yet, but they have to believe that and I'm just going to stick with sleep, they have to believe that getting a good night's sleep is actually possible, right? They might not be experiencing it right now, but they have to believe that it's actually possible. And they probably want to get a good night's sleep like within, 30 days or less, right? Nobody is going to say, oh, I can't wait to work with you for a year until I can finally sleep well, right? So they have to believe it's possible. They have to believe it's possible for them. They have to believe it's possible for them right now, right? So not a year from now, but within a certain time frame. They have to believe that it's possible for them now, and they want your support, right? So again, when you are talking about a speedy, clear path, they're going to want to work with you because they're going to want your path. Okay. And then they have to be willing. So here's something that a lot of coaches are forgetting, and that is they have to be willing to actually make the change. If they're not willing to actually make the change, they're not going to get the results, right? So we want to make sure that they're actually willing to do the work, to show up, to do the things in order for them to get the results, right? And they have to be capable. They have to be capable. We want to make sure also, and I'll talk about this when we get to pricing. When we price our offer, we also want to make sure that the people that we're talking to are willing and capable of making an investment, right? If somebody is having a hard time putting food on the table, that is not going to be their priority, right? They are going to be more focused on how am I going to put food on the table, right? So your ideal client, when you're thinking about your ideal client, you have to make sure that they are both willing and capable of making the investment. Otherwise, they can't say yes. They can't say yes, right? So this isn't about them not wanting to, it's that they're not capable. Okay, number 3, we want to make sure that we are stacking value so it feels like a steal, right? So this is not just a 12-week program, right? It would be, a program that is going to help them solve the problems that they are experiencing. So for example, again, I'm just going to stay with sleep. If I wanted to stack value around sleep, you could list every element that they get. So think about what tools are you going to give them? Are there templates? Is there support? Are there private calls? Do they get access to you in between sessions? Are there bonuses? So that you can speak to these extra things. So it's more than just 12 one-on-one sessions if we're talking about a 90-day program. We want to think about what are the problems that they are experiencing on their way to the solution, right? So maybe they are unsure how to actually set up their sleep environment, right? So as part of the program, you could say, and I'm going to give you my ultimate sleep toolkit. And inside that toolkit, it is going to have how to set up your sleep environment so you get really restful sleep. I'm also going to give you my best sleep stories, meditations, music. Maybe it's got binaural beats in the background, or something special to help them fall asleep quickly, right? So think about what are the challenges that they have on their way to getting the result that they want. What are the things that they struggle with on their way to sleep? Maybe they are waking up in the middle of the night, right? So maybe you can include in your toolkit how to fall back asleep quickly if you wake up in the middle of the night, right? So now we're stacking value. We're thinking about what are the problems that they have in getting good sleep, right? You might even have, what are the best foods to eat that are going to help you balance your blood sugar so that you don't wake up in the middle of the night, right? How to set up a power down hour so that your body and your nervous system is relaxed and you get the best night's sleep. So we could layer all of these things on, and what that does is it stacks the value so that they see that it's more predictable for them to actually get the result, because look at all the support that they have, right? So I give you a little bit of an example here. So for example, maybe they get a private strategy session with you, and we're going to call it the personalized roadmap to results, right? That sounds so much better than just a private strategy session, right? I'm going to give you a personalized roadmap, sleep roadmap to your results, right? And this is what the value is. You are going to get, instead of saying boxer coaching, real-time guidance and accountability in between sessions, right? Tools and templates that are going to save you months of trial and error, save you nights of waking up and losing sleep, right? So notice how we're describing it in a way that is showcasing the value, right? When we showcase value, what this is it's showing them that they are going to get a return on their investment. right? If you're going to help them save months of endless sleep with real-time guidance and accountability and a personalized roadmap to getting the best night's sleep ever, that is so much more of an irresistible yes than I'm going to give you 12 private strategy sessions, Boxer access, tools and templates, and I'll throw in a couple bonuses, right? It doesn't communicate the problems that are being solved in order to make it an irresistible yes. Make sense? Same thing, right? It's just that we're communicating it differently, right? And so we could say, and we can put a value on all of these how-tos, right? And so maybe the value is 1,991, right? And then you can, offer it for something that is a higher level of perceived value. So I don't mean that we want to price it lower than what the total value is. Okay. So for example, maybe they get all of this for 497. Holy cow, like that's an irresistible offer, right? I am going to get a personalized roadmap to rhyme results with real-time guidance and accountability. That's going to save me months of sleepless nights. And maybe I get, a free membership to the Calm app with sleep stories. And all of this is valued at $2,000, but they get it for 497. Wow. Okay, right? So what we want to do is make sure that they see that what they're getting is worth more than they're paying. The value that they're getting is worth more than they're paying, right? We all want to make sure that we are getting a good deal, right? And I'm not saying that we are discounting prices here. What I'm saying is that we're stacking what it is that we're sharing with them and pricing it so that there's a definite difference between the value that they feel that they're getting, which is high, versus the price that they feel that they're paying, right? So there has to be, in order for it to be irresistible, it has to be a gap there. Okay. Number 4 is we want to add scarcity and urgency. I don't love the word scarcity, but all scarcity is there's limited spots, right? And the truth is you can't work with 1,000 people at once. Right? Like that's not going to happen. So you do have to say that there are limited spots or a limited number of bonuses or a closing date. And the reason why this is important is because we all need an incentive to take action. So this is not about trying to build on somebody's fear. This is about saying, look, I've got 3 spots available for this offer or for this program if this is something that you want to do, right? Because I can't work with 1,000 people, right? Or this value, all of this offer is good at this investment until this date, right? So that allows people to have a reason to take action now. Because if it's always available anytime, there's no reason for them to take action now, right? And then urgency is all about why now. What will they lose if they wait? Right? And if it's sleep, what do they lose if they wait? Well, they will continue to wake up in the middle of the night, be cranky, not feel well, fight with their family or their spouse, right? Hold on to excess weight. Like those are the things that they are going to continue to have, right? So we want to make sure that we're speaking into, look, this is why this is important for you. And notice that we're talking about results, right? What do they lose if they wait? And I'm not saying that they lose the discount, it's that they're going to lose the results, right? So think about how can you authentically limit the availability or add a deadline to help them take action now. And this is only in service to them because if they don't take action, they are not going to get results, right? So we want to give them a reason to take action so that they can work with you and actually get off of Pain Island and start having your support so that they can get that good night's sleep. Okay. Number 5 is guaranteeing results. Now, this is not exactly what it sounds like, right? Like I can't guarantee that somebody is going to lose 30 pounds, right? What I can do is I can say, if you show up to the calls, if you follow what the plan that we come up with together, and you still don't lose the weight that you want, I will work with you for an additional 30 days, right? So that is what a guarantee could sound like, right? But there has to be some sense of them taking the action, okay? Because you are service providers, right? We are all service providers. We can't jump inside of somebody's body and make them do the work. So there has to be some level of them taking responsibility. And so we can say, hey, I can guarantee these results, or I can say, if you show up, if you do these things, if we, follow through, if you, follow through with the plan, then absolutely, you're going to get these results. And if you don't, if you do the things and you take consistent action and you still don't get the results that you want, then I'll work with you for what, 30 more days, whatever. So this isn't about a money back guarantee. This is about how can we support them to actually show up, okay? And also reduce their risk, right? If you show up, complete the work, don't get results, I'll personally review your plan with you at no cost until you do, right? So number 6 is we want to include bonuses. So bonuses, any type of bonus that we throw in, isn't like, hey, let me just add a whole bunch of stuff. It's anything that we are adding to an offer has got to amplify speed, help them get the results quicker, and ease. Okay. So for example, when you are creating your main offer, you want to make sure that you are giving them things that are going to make it easier for them to get their results and get their results quicker. So for example, you give them, as part of the toolkit, you could give them, your favorite drinks, drinks to, drink at night that helps to, calm their nervous system. Maybe it's your favorite essential oils for sleep time, right? Like these are different things that you can talk about that is going to increase their speed, which with an easier way, right? And so why is it easier? Because they don't have to go look it up, right? If you are working with somebody to help them lose weight, you could say, I'm going to give you my eating out guide, right? So that you know exactly like what to eat if you have to grab something from the convenience store or fast food. Okay, now that simplified things for me because now I don't have to try to figure it out. I can just go there, right? Or I'm going to give you, breakfast, high protein breakfast that are 5 ingredients or less. So it's quicker for you to pull together and you're going to stay full all day. Amazing. Okay, so think about the extra resources that would make it even easier or more fun for your clients. Number 7 is we get to highlight the support and the accountability, right? So remember, people don't just buy information. They buy support, they buy guidance, and they buy confidence. They're investing in you being a confident coach because you're going to be supporting them and guiding them through it. What we know is that information never equals transformation, right? If they can Google it and they can read a book, but that doesn't mean that they're going to actually get the results, right? So like 3, legs of a stool. They need support from you. They need accountability so that they follow through. And they need a system that is going to help them so that they can see that there's a clear pathway, right? And they need you to be confident in actually being able to deliver it. So here's some different ways that you could add support depending on how it is that you're working with your clients. So you could, if you're running a group program, you can add a few extra one-on-one calls. If you are working one-on-one with your clients, you could actually add some group coaching calls. One of the things that I did when I was building my nutritional and therapy practice and my health coaching practice is when somebody worked with me one-on-one for either 3 months or 6 months, they got access to the 6-week group program that I ran for free. So they got to go through the 6-week wellness program that I was teaching for free as an extra bonus for working with me one-on-one. Right? If you're running a group program where typically there's not any one-on-one access, you could add an extra fast track session or some sort of extra one-on-one call that they could use or SOS sessions or something like that, right? You could also add, messaging access, right? Depending on your energetic capability and whether or not this is something that you want to be available for. If you do add like text messaging or Voxer messaging in between sessions, which is highly valuable, you do want to have a limit. Like you're going to check your messages in the morning and in the evening. You'll answer them between this time and this time on these days, right? So that you don't feel like you're trying to answer people's messages at midnight or on the weekends, right? And then other ways to help them with accountability, check-ins, trackers, milestones, right? That helps them be accountable along the way. Okay, so your prompt here to add this part is how can you help them feel fully supported, guided, and seen by you so that they know that they've got the support, the guidance, and the confidence. Okay. Number 8, whenever we're talking about our offer, we want to show the transformation, not the to-do list, right? This is show the transformation, not the features, right? Focus on the emotional and the outcome, the practical outcome that they'll experience, right? So instead of, you're going to get 6 video modules, right? Say, you're going to get a proven roadmap that helps you attract clients with confidence and ease, even if you struggled for months. You're going to get a proven roadmap that helps you sleep through the night with peace and calm, even if you've struggled to get good sleep for years, right? So yes, we're giving them the modules, but we want to share, but what is the value in that? What's the transformation that they get from that? Okay. So also think about, this is what I like to think about as the promise of what are they going to get by the end of the program, right? So what transformation will they get to have by the end of the program? So for example, in our Cash Infusion Accelerator, we say, when you show up to the calls and you take the action, we're going to help you create $2,000 to $10,000 in 30 days or less, right? That's the transformation, right? You are going to create cash in your business to the tune of $2,000 to $10,000 in 30 days or less. And we have 100% success rate with that when people show up and implement and do the work. Okay. Number 9, again, this comes back to what do people invest in? Saving time, saving energy, and saving effort, right? So your offer should help your clients get results with the least amount of stress and the fewest amount of sacrifices that they feel that they have to make, right? So if you were to tell them, oh, you are going to weigh your food every single day and count the points and blah, 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 like that sounds like a lot. Like that sounds like more stress and more time. That doesn't sound like it would save me time or save me stress, right? So your offer needs to make sure that you are sharing with them that it is going to help them save time, save their energy, and do have the information or the effort with less stress. Okay, so this is where you can make your system the hero, right? It helps them work smarter, not necessarily harder. Okay, so for example, what used to take months to figure out on your own, you'll complete in one focused week with my step-by-step guidance. All right, so that's saving them time. It's not going to take months, right? It's going to save them energy because you've got a step-by-step system. They don't need to figure it out. You're going to give them the system, right? And a week, right? One focused week, that's less effort, right? And then number 10 is we have to have a clear call to action. I know this sounds like common sense that people would say, oh yeah, I want to work with you on that. No, they need to be told what to do, right? So we have to end, I know, right? We're like, oh my gosh, I just shared all of this stuff. Of course you can work with me, right? There needs to be a clear, confident invitation, right? So for example, let's make this the week everything shifts. Click below to claim your spot, right? We're telling them exactly what to do. Click below to claim your spot, right? Message me if you want to explore, if you want to hop on a call and talk more about this. Okay. So tell them what to do, a clear call to action. And our call to action, really, we want them to focus on one main thing. We don't want to give too many choices because a confused mind does not make any decisions, right? So we don't want to give them three different options. We want to tell them to do one thing, right? Either click on the link to learn more, click below to claim your spot, DM me the word sleep if you want to explore how I can help you get better sleep, right? Something that is going to have them take the action so that you know that they're interested. Okay. So this is the formula. And we want to, again, talk about the dream outcome. So, what is it that they want? I want to sleep through the night and wake up feeling refreshed. Plus, the perceived likelihood of success. So, how sure are they that it'll actually work, right? Divided by the time, right? How long is it going to actually take, right? Oh, it's going to take you a year before you get good sleep. Nope. And then how easy is it going to be for them? Right? So these things are what we're going to talk about in our messaging. So the more you remember, the more you increase the value, reduce the speed, increase the confidence, or actually increase the speed, reduce the time, increase the speed to their results, increase the confidence that they have in the likelihood that they're going to get results, and take away the time and effort, the more irresistible your offer becomes, right? Because again, what do we invest in? Results, speed, organization, simplicity, confidence, less pain, right? Yeah. So here's your checklist. And these are all the same things that we just talked about. Okay. It solves an urgent problem. I cannot stress this enough. This has to be an actual problem that somebody is willing to do something about. If they're not willing to do something about, they're not going to invest, right? It delivers fast results. There's a clear promise of what they can expect and an outcome. There's a high perceived value. So remember, we're like, you're getting all this for this high perceived value. Bonuses that help them amplify the speed to their results and make it easier for them are going to be a more easy yes for them. Scarcity and urgency. So that's really just limited spots for a period of time. A results guarantee, a strong support system, right? So this is not, you're going to have to, you're on your own, right? They need to know that you've got their back. So how can you show them that there is a strong support system? Save time and effort, and then a clear, confident call to action. Okay. All of these things, the more of these that you have inside of your offer, the more irresistible and easier it is for your people to be like, heck yeah, I want that. It would be like, I would be crazy not to get this. Like I'm getting all this and I am confident that I'm going to get my result. And look at all of these things that are going to help me save time, save money, save effort, right? That's what we want, right? So what questions do you guys have for me around your offers that I can help you with? Since Grania and Sheetal are here, what questions do you have about your easy offer around any of these pieces that I can help you with? Any questions?
I mean, I had a question previously, it was just about coming up with that value of it.
Mm-hmm.
But since you gave that example,
Oh, good.
I think I've got a good, you know, good place to, yeah, to start.
And
But no, I think no, everything you say makes sense. It's
yeah,
like
good, good,
put it all
good.
together, it's not, it's like, okay. But no, I mean, yeah, it's just the way you show it is just such a clear path, which really, really helps.
Yeah, especially with examples, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I like practical examples. That's one of the things that I absolutely give my people are practical examples. Like, all right, well, what could this look like? And I have well over 30 years in the wellness industry, so I'm very, very familiar with what is going to help you make this an easier yes offer, right? I've been a yoga teacher and a meditation teacher and a massage therapist and a health coach and a functional nutritionist. And, I literally have 12 certifications, you guys. Like, that's crazy. I know, like, when I counted them all up, I'm like, okay, over 30 years, I have 30, and not 30, oh my gosh, 12 certifications. Okay. So, inside of the studio, so Grania, I know that you're inside of the studio, the Holistic Success Studio. There is an Ask Me Anything page there. Go ahead and spend some time on this. And then if you have any questions, you can absolutely ask me and I can help you with your offer. For those of you that are not yet in the Holistic Business Success Studio or Activate Abundance Academy, I would love to invite you into the Success Studio. Okay, so the Success Studio is where we focus specifically on lead generation and sales, right? If we don't have an offer, we can't make sales. So that's why I really wanted to, invite you into, look, we need support, we need accountability, we need to get out of our own way, right? And so one of the reasons why I have the Success Studio and I've priced it at such an easy yes price for people, it's only $997 for the entire year. Like, that's insane to have monthly Q&A calls with me where you can bring your offer and say, hey, this is my offer, and I'm missing these pieces to make it an irresistible yes. What can I add? Or I'm thinking about pricing it this way. What can I do for that? So we focus on a monthly Q&A call. We focus on a monthly training. So there will be one specific mini course. It's an hour long. We keep it inside of the Success Studio. And then we have a monthly networking event. If you're inside of Activate Abundance Academy, you absolutely get invited to the networking event. You have so much more support inside of Activate Abundance Academy with the 3 weekly calls that we have. But if you are trying to make consistent income in your business and you want to bring new leads into your ecosystem and you're unsure what to do in order to do that, and you're unsure how to make sales in your business, then the Success Studio can help you do that. Activate Abundance Academy is something different. It is our year-long program that gives you not only all of the things that I just talked about, but it also gives you access to VIP days where we actually implement on the call. We give you access to your nurture events, how to actually run an in-person talk or an online event, how to grow a Facebook group, how to cultivate a community, how to do something like you see me here doing now to share something of value. So we cover the whole thing from starting and growing your business to actually scaling your business so that you can create a highly profitable business. And we really want to help you do that. So if either one of those sound good to you, you can certainly just message me or you can comment activate in the chat if you're interested about that. Comment studio in the chat, and I'm happy to just share the details with you. But that is something that I would love to invite you into because, again, we are going to be raising the price in the studio going into 2026 because you get 4 live calls. Like, that's crazy. Every single month for, oh my gosh, less than $97 if you buy the whole year. So when you do $997, you actually get 2 months for free. And then you will also get a fast track kickoff call with me so that I can help you either with your offer or your lead generation. Okay. So if anybody wants any information about that, I'm totally here for you. Now's the time to do it though. I have a lot of times people say, oh, I'm just going to wait until the first of the year. Do not wait until the first of the year to get this dialed in. You will be behind because people are investing right now for 2026. Okay. So we want to get your offers dialed in right now. We want to make sure that you're clear on bringing new right clients, aligned clients into your ecosystem right now. Okay, because Q4, which is what we're in right now, November, December, October, November, December, our coaches are making up almost their entire year in this last quarter. So do not believe the thoughts that you might have that, oh, it's Christmas time, nobody's buying. Oh, it's the holidays, nobody's buying. That's not true. They absolutely are. As a matter of fact, they are thinking forward for what am I going to do differently in 2026, right? They're already thinking about it, right? I didn't follow through with my workout. I didn't, lose the weight that I thought, or I lost the weight and I gained it back. I'm still not sleeping, whatever it is. They're thinking about that right now. and they are already looking for support. So you have to be the ones that are in front of them so that they can find you, and you have to have an offer. Have to have an offer. Okay. So if you're unsure about that, you can absolutely get support inside of the Success Studio or inside of Activate Abundance Academy so that you're set up for success, so that you're not only bringing income now, but you also have a plan for 2026. We want you to have that really strong, confident plan so you know what to do on a daily basis for the long term. Okay. Inside of the chat, Grania and Sheetal is the Soulful Grand Slam offer. So if you didn't grab that, you can go ahead and grab that now. For those of you that are in the Facebook group, comment notes in the chat if you want access to the handout. Happy to share it with you. And again, if you want more
Chris,
support. Mhm.
could I just ask? I think I opened the chat after it went up, and I don't think it's showing me the link.
Okay.
Why that would be, I don't know.
That's okay. We'll get it again. Not a
Yeah,
problem. Let me just pull that up because I closed it out.
yeah. I just see us three there, but no link.
Okay. Not a problem.
Thank you.
There you go. How's that? Do you see it now?
Mm, not in the chat. Maybe there's a new. I have to open it separately.
There's
I have
two
it.
there. So you have to
Ah,
go down
yeah,
to two.
yeah. I have it now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They're both there
Amazing.
actually. The original as well is in a different place. Um,
Yeah.
I
What
have
questions do you have, Grania?
a very quick question regarding what you were just saying there.
Mm-hmm.
In preparation for both Black Friday and the gifting season being Christmas or end of year,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
any ideas about packaging, for example, your offer, but maybe making some vouchers as gifts as gifting?
Sure. Yeah, again, it would depend because here's the thing with the health and wellness industry,
Mm,
right? The person has to be willing to do the work,
yeah, so it's very hard
right?
to get that for someone else. Yeah, I
It
just
is.
wondered, was
It's
there a particular
Now, if
way
it's a
around
massage,
it?
that's different, right?
Yeah,
Who doesn't want a massage? Like, yeah, I'll go for a
yeah,
massage. But to actually, that person has to be all in on doing the work. Otherwise, they're not going to get the results. It's going to be frustrating for you. So
yeah.
I don't necessarily recommend a voucher for a program. However, you could do like a one-off voucher for like a blueprint session or a bite-size offer, right? That you could say,
Mm,
hey, if you have somebody who's struggling with sleep, they can get this special, session that's normally valued at $300 for
yeah,
97,
yeah.
right? So you could absolutely do something like that. You could also let people know, right? So that they could share it with their friends, like, hey, I've got this special offer that is only going to be available from this state to this state to
Mm,
help, people who are struggling with whatever the problem is, right? If you know anybody who, this would serve, let me know. We have a certain amount of them, but we want to make sure that, we're
yeah.
we're getting it in front of the right people.
And it would be, I guess, a subject header just to contact people as well and just say, you have this offer.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. So again, and when we say offer, like we're saying, I have got a special get the best night's sleep,
Mm,
Black
specific.
Friday
Mm,
special,
mm,
right? We wouldn't say I've got this special offer. We would actually name it based on
mm.
what is the result that they want.
Yeah. Yeah. That's important. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because if we just say offer, they're like, well, I don't know what that is. That just sounds like I got to spend money,
Yeah.
right? But if you say I have, a like the get the best night's sleep ever in 30 days or less special, okay, well now I'm interested, right? If I'm struggling with sleep and you tell me that there's a special that's going to help me get the best night's sleep ever, I'm going to lean in and want to learn more, right? So definitely name it, title it around a result. Like, what is it that they want? What is it that they want?
Great. Mhm.
Yeah, for
Most
sure.
needed sleep, I think.
Sleep, yes. Oh my God. Look, my husband is not sleeping well. He hasn't for years, right? So, and it's funny because he sells mattresses. He works for Tempur-Pedic and Ceiling Mattress.
We could
And
probably
he's,
do the deal.
I know, right? But, he always reminds me that he doesn't sell mattresses. He sells a good night's sleep,
Yeah.
right? So again, we're not saying, we're not selling a sleep program, right? We are
Yeah.
offering a good night's sleep for somebody,
Mhm.
which does what? Helps them think clear, helps them feel better, helps them have more energy, right? Helps
Yeah.
them get along better with their family, right? These are all the benefits. So we want to, speak into the benefits of what people get. And then at the tail end, that's when we talk about the features. We will do this, over 30 days. We will do this through 12, one-on-one sessions, right? So those are features that come at the end. Those are like the things that they need to know how it's going to be delivered, right? But that's not what they're investing in, right? They're not investing in 12 one-on-one sessions. They're investing in a sleep program that's going to help them get the best night's sleep ever. Yeah, cool. All right, ladies. Well, you've got access to me because you both are inside one of my programs. For those of you that are here in Facebook watching the replay, again, comment Activate if you want more information about Activate. Comment Studio if you would like to join me inside of the studio so that you can not only have access to the handout that I just gave you, but you can also have a private one-on-one call with me when you invest in the year, and we will get your Black Friday offer all dialed in.